Roy back again with episode number 3, Cigar Review. And today we are going to do Lampert Ocean Breeze, a Robusto. The wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano, the binder is Ecuadorian, the filler is Nicaraguan, the strength is medium, the price range is $11 MSRP. It is in regular production. The release date was 2022, and they come in boxes of 10. The Robusto is a 5-inch and a 54 ring gauge. As you see, this cigar is wrapped in cellophane. So let's go ahead and get it opened up. The cigar looks very well constructed, very well put together, not really veiny, touch oily, not much. Nice little brown hue there. The smell comes out nice and earthy, maybe a little saltiness, thus giving the name Ocean Breeze. The band is not bad, very basic, nothing spectacular, nothing to jump around about, but that's not what makes a cigar. The foot, earthy, once again a little salty as well. Nice little notes, not overpowering, not too strong. So let's go ahead and give this a cut with our Colibri V cutter. The dry puff, earthy, real earthy. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of salt in there. I can taste the salt in there. It's not overpowering, but it's got some salt in it, as I was saying, thus the name Ocean Breeze. Let's go ahead and fire it up. I'm going to use my Cigar single flame torch here. Toast the cigar a little bit. Make sure the flame doesn't touch the foot of the cigar. And then let's fire it up. First couple of puffs of the cigar, I'm getting some salt. I'm getting some nice salt in there, not overpowering, very good. Some earth, really good flavor so far. Some earth and some salt to start off on the light up. Okay, I guess it's starting off by its name it's living by, Ocean Breeze. As you see tonight, as I'm doing my recording from Ohlone Cigar Lounge in Fremont, where I work 3 nights a week. If you're ever in town, stop by, check it out. Ohlone Cigar Lounge, Fremont, off of Maury, right next to the Smoking Pig barbecue restaurant. On tonight's review, I am going to sample a little bourbon whiskey. So tonight, we're going to try Bardstown, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I have my Norland tumbler, really nice constructed heavy crystal glass. We'll let that sit for a few minutes to open up. Take a couple more puffs of the cigar. Still nice, earthy and salty. Makes you feel like you're on that vacation at the islands. So, a little bit about Lampert Cigars. So, Lampert Cigars was founded by a lawyer, Dr. Stephen Lampert. His first cigar line was My Cigar Lab. And while on vacation, he wanted to create a cigar that would complement an aficionado's vacation trip. The notes that came from this cigar led Stefan to name it, you got it, Ocean Breeze. So just about 15 minutes in, You can see the cigar is burning fairly well. A little off in a few spots, but nothing too bad. We can let it sit and correct. Not that bad at all. Very good stick. The ash is holding up well. It's nice gray with a little black in there. Really good. As you can see, I cut it with the V-cut. Still getting that nice earthiness and a little salt. Very good. Makes you feel like you're definitely at the beach on the island somewhere. So as we're 15 minutes or so in, we're gonna go ahead and take a sip of this bourbon and see what we got here from Bardstown. Nice sweet smell. Maybe a little honey, a little butterscotch I can smell in there. Touch of vanilla. Let's see how it tastes. Okay. It hits you with a little bit of vanilla at first. That butterscotch softly comes in there. Touch of honey. Real smooth. Touch of sweetness. It's got a nice little sweetness to it, not overpowering. I think this might well complement this cigar very well. Getting close to the second third as I'm finishing up the first third. Now I'm getting a little creaminess in there, a nice little creamy touch to go along with that salt and earth. I'm tasting that light up and way through the first third of the cigar. So far so good. Cigar is holding up very well. Catching up a little bit on the burn there. Burning not too bad. This has been in the humidor for a couple of weeks, so should be nice and well humidified. Really nice on this bourbon here. Nice vanilla and butterscotchy sweetness to it. Starts off real smooth and goes down smooth in the finish. Really good flavor on that finish, man. It just touches real nice with that butterscotch and a little bit of honey on that back end as it goes down. On the finish, you get a little bit of that spice and cinnamon on there. Very good, very well complements this cigar so far. You can get Bardstown for maybe about $50 for a bottle, and there's 3 different bottles. I don't have all the information on all of them, but this is the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, the original series from Bardstown Bourbon Company. This one is a 48% alcohol volume, 96 proof. The mash bill contains 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% malted barley. As we enter the second third, I'm getting a little bit of leather and cocoa in the taste now, in the notes of this cigar. As you see, I have a nice little ash going there. The ash is consistent, nice and gray, touch a little blackness in there. Really good, well constructed, nice cigar so far. This is something you can pick up and keep a couple in the humidor for that quick smoke to work. You know, if you got a little 45-minute ride to work and you want you a nice little Robusto, this could be a nice stick on the way home in traffic, or even just walking up and down the street. Maybe you got to go walk the dog or something. Maybe you want to go walk with your lady or your dude. You want to have a nice stick with you. This is a nice everyday stick, reasonable priced, affordable. You can get a box of them. They come in box of 10. You can get those for a little over $100. Not a bad cigar. So I'm still getting a little bit of salt as I enter the second third. Salt, cocoa, and some leather. Very nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and ash so I don't drop my ash on the floor. And for those that want to know about ashing, you don't want to ash like you do a cigarette and tap it. You just want to take it lightly on the side of the ashtray and press in on it and slightly rotate your cigar until that ash evenly breaks off, so you can keep your ash even on your cigar as you continue to smoke. As I'm pushing through the second third of the cigar, the leather has gotten a little stronger. It's really kicked in. The cocoa is still there. The saltiness is tapered off a bit, but it's still there. But it's really kicked in with the leather. So in this second third, leather has really kicked in for me. getting close to the band here in the second third, so I'm gonna get ready to remove it here in a second. Like I said, I love to save my bands, write some notes on the back of them. That's just so I know what I've smoked and what I like and what I don't like about a cigar and what I love and so forth. You know, to each his own. Whoever wants to save their bands, if you like, it's up to you. Go ahead and remove the band now. Very simple. I like keeping my bands in best shape as possible, and this one didn't have an issue. There's the band. Cigar's holding up very well. The draw is great. I have had no issues, so no draw tool is needed on this one. The ash is still holding up firm and consistent. Getting a little caramel. Getting a little caramel on the retrohale. Just retrohaled in the second third. Getting a nice little sweet caramel taste out of that. Not bad on the retro. As I'm pushing through the second third, the smoke is nice and thick. Really pleasing smoke in this cigar. Still have some saltiness. The cocoa's kicked in a little bit more. The leather's there, tapered down a touch, but I can still taste the leather. The cocoa's kicked back up in this second third as I'm pushing along and getting into the last third of the cigar as well. Still fairly burning consistent, slightly off in some areas. Thought it would correct a little more, but somewhat it has, but not as much as I thought it would. But that just depends on the humidity of the stick. This has been in my humidor for a couple of weeks, so it's good to go. But make sure you leave it in your humidor, let it get some age to it a little bit. If you smoke it, if you order it online and you smoke it, let it rest for a couple of weeks before you take your first puff, unless you just absolutely need to. But I would let these sit for 3-4 weeks the most, and then you smoke it. You should have a nice cigar. It should be well humidified. It should have that nice sponginess to it. It should have a nice hue, nice veins running along the wrapper there. Very good cigar so far. Like I said, this is something I would have in rotation and keep for a nice everyday cigar when you want to smoke something when you're out and about, golf course, riding home, riding to work, whatever may be going. Maybe you're doing some shopping and you're out with the lady and you got to go out and smoke while she's shoe shopping. You got your cigar to hold on to. You got your time. Good stick for that. As we get down to the last third of the cigar, I have my Cigar Dagger from Cigar Daggers that I will use. CigarDaggers.com makes a nice variety of daggers if you're interested. These are really nicely custom crafted and made. Very beautiful. Check them out, CigarDaggers.com. They make really great products. This is something you can get if you want a dagger or if you want some tongs. Just check out their website. They have a variety of them. This is one of my favorites that I use, so as I get down to the last third, I will use this and place it on my cigar. Remember, if your cigar is ever burning off on one side, go ahead and take your cigar, place it in your ashtray with the slow side burning down, so some oxygen can get to it and help it catch up. Set it down for a minute or two, let it try to catch up, then take a puff, set it back down, let some of that oxygen get to it so it can catch back up if it's becoming a problem with burning too fast on one side of the cigar. As I'm starting to enter the last third of the cigar, I'm starting to get a little bit of buttered toast. Maybe some cashews and some almonds mixed together in there. A little stronger on the almond side, but I'm getting some almonds and some cashews in there as well. Getting a little taste of honey on the retrohale. A little sweet taste of honey. Still got that saltiness to it. Saltiness kind of kicked in on the retrohale from the last retrohale in the second third. As I'm starting to enter the last third of the cigar, it's still holding up well. Still has great flavor to it. Still holding up. The ash is caught up a little bit. Still burning off slightly uneven, but not enough to hamper the smoke of the cigar. As I'm in the last third, I'm still getting that buttered toast, some almonds and cashews. Still has some salt, still has that salty flavor for the Ocean Breeze name. It's just, I'm not on vacation. As I'm in the last third, I'm getting a little bit of the wrapper coming up on part of the cigar there. Not a big deal, not bad. The ash is still holding up. I'm getting ready to ash it for the third time on this cigar here. And I'm about to add my dagger to it to finish this bad boy off. See? So the dagger's holding on there nice and firm. You don't want to stick your dagger all the way through, because then when you go to smoke, you might stab yourself with the top of the dagger if you punch it all the way through. But put it on there nice and firm so it'll hold your cigar so you can continue to smoking in the last third of your stick. Still getting that nice buttered toast flavor. It's picked up a little bit. And the cashews has kind of dropped a little bit, but the almonds is also still remaining there. So the saltiness is still sitting there. So far, before I finish up, like I said, the cigar is well constructed, nice presentation. The band isn't something spectacular, but you know, it is what it is. It's a nice little band, Ocean Breeze. Nothing flashy, but then again, you don't need a flashy band to tell you a cigar is good. Overall smoking this, I give this one about an 87. Well put together, great flavor, consistent, it's not all over the place. And like I said, it's a great everyday cigar if you want something inexpensive to smoke when you're just running around, or even if you just want to kick back and relax. It's an everyday affordable stick that is great, and you should like it. So stop down by your lounge, pick up a few, check them out, see what you think. As I'm finishing up, the salt has really kicked in. It's getting nice and salty, not overpowering, but it has that nice taste as if you were kind of swimming in the ocean and you know, you got the salt water all around you. So in my opinion, the Lampert Ocean Breeze is a good cigar. I hope you've enjoyed this review on Lampert's Ocean Breeze. Nice everyday stick. Pick one up, check it out, see for yourself. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. Thanks for joining me. Catch you on the next one. Peace.